Thanks for joining us today. Oh, let's see if we can fix that slightly. There we go. On the road again. I just can't wait to get on the road again. Hey, Don J, what's going on, man? Out driving today, once again. Our Labor Day sale has ended, and we are still working on the 26. We're going to do a slight change, slight fix, slight tweak to it. And then we're going to go back to the range and test it again. Hey, thank you for those likes. Did the same thing with the other slides quite a few times. The Viper especially. Took it to the range, didn't like it, fixed something on it. Took it to the range, didn't like it. Kept fixing it. McMahon, what's going on? Instructor George, how you doing? Heading off to take care of some chores, so figured what the heck, let's do a driving live. It ran great at the range until the recoil spring assembly gave out on us. And that was a brand new Glock OEM recoil spring. So I get through a few mags and it's running great, just chewing through ammo, no problem. And just all of a sudden, nothing. Couldn't even rack it. Recoil spring just completely came apart. So getting another recoil spring. We're going to go back and test it again. But we are making a few changes on it. Make it a little smoother. Not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, perfection takes time. Nice. Gotta love some slide assembly. Hey, Jared, what's going on? No, I still got to get with them at the office to see what exactly. I know it's going to be a Viper. I just to see exactly what color scheme we're doing and if we're engraving it or not. And we got a little busy dealing with some business that kind of took precedence over the drawing. Unfortunately, you got to make money sometimes before you start giving stuff away. But, yep, we're still doing it. We did get over 1,200, so, I mean, God, I hope we don't push up to the second giveaway before we get this one done. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was just bad heat treat on the spring, or maybe it just wasn't assembled 100% correctly. I don't know. Anything could have happened. Maybe it just came slight out of fitment. Hard to say. But it was fun while it lasted, and then I did get to go and range test an SM-19 Turbo. Dumped 200 rounds through that, no problems. Just chewed through ammo. The only thing I have had an issue with is this one kind of ammo we're using, and I'm getting, I don't know what to call it exactly. The primer's being struck, and it's a good strike. It's not a light strike, it's not a heavy strike, it's a good strike, but the round doesn't go off. But if I reset and then fire again, the round then does go off, but it's only on this one type of ammo. So I'm not having this issue with Winchester or Blazer, it's just this Scorpio ammo. And so I don't know if they got a few bad batches of primers, and so it just needs that second tap. But I'm not having that issue with other ammo that I'm running through for testing. But that said, it's also not all their ammo, it's just like one round here and there. The larger spring had separated. That's kind of what it looked like, is the larger spring separated. Hey, they're running undercovers today. All right. Highway patrol's being sneaky today. Yeah, it had just completely separated. And I don't know, because I had to get the slide off, right? So I don't know if it had separated during the shoot or if it had separated as a result of me getting the slide off. Which, getting the slide off was a real struggle when the recoil spring doesn't work. I mean, you can always reach out to us and request the Joker camo. I don't know if we're going to add it to the website, but it is something that can be requested. And then our shipping manager and painters just kind of have to go, can we do this? Do we have the time to do this? And, you know, then it's up to them from there. Monarch from Academy, huh? This was Scorpio, little blue box. And for, you know, I'd say probably 98% of the box runs great. It's just a few rounds here and there that seem to have, you know, some issues. I mean, it's good for, you know, it's good for your range checks, right? It's good for your battle drills. You got a round that doesn't work. I mean, that's why when you're in training, right, you have a buddy throw in a dummy round in a random spot in your magazine so that when you're shooting, you know, you can check for your misfires, for your jams, for whatever. You got to set that stuff up once in a while. You're never going to have perfect ammo all the time. Even the best ammo out there, someone somewhere could have been tired. The machine could have been off just slightly. Could have gotten a measurement wrong, could have gotten placement wrong. Stuff happens. That's why you teach drills like tap, rack, bang. Sports and other drills that let you clear and functions check your weapon and get right back in the fight. I mean, heck, we had a brand new Glock OEM spring and something happened. That happens, even from, you know, top manufacturers. So you always got to prep for that kind of stuff. And for all the dudes like running FRTs and binaries and everything, your parts are going to wear out faster. Running things at the rate that you're running them, the parts weren't designed for it. So you're going to wear through them faster. So that's something to be aware of. Just sometimes stuff wears out. Heck, we've gotten brand new end mills. And we're just like, okay, this end mill has a life of 200 runs, and it breaks on run 5. And I tell you, that frickin' hurts when that happens. Because you were planning on 200 runs, and now you just have to go get another end mill. That hurts when that happens. It's their house brand, can usually grab it for around 18, 19 cents a round. Oh, right on. Have a good one, George. As we on the road again. Labor Day sales over. Actually, the code might still be live. You guys might still be lucky, but it's probably going to get taken down today or at the end of the day. When we get into the shop, start working on other stuff. Then we got to go focus on Halloween. Yeah. Oh, heck, I got a turbo with me right now. Running that beautiful SM19 turbo with a Siley optics on it. Not really. Haven't really figured out California yet. Still kind of working on it. We're hoping to find some California FFLs that we can just start shipping everything to. But I don't know if the bill in California excludes, you know, aftermarket stuff. Like, they exclude Glock, like the actual frames and the transfers, right? I don't know if they exclude Glock style slides as part of new sales. I still need to look into that. Right now we're busy dealing with sales and stuff from Utah and a few other places. And maybe a few new contracts. And it's just like, California might fall by the wayside, I'm sorry to say, but if we can find some FFLs in California that are willing to take on the slides and completes, I think that might be the way to go. So, I mean, if we've got followers in California and you can reach out to your local gun shops, that might be an option for you. Is that we can then start supplying our slides to the local gun shop if we can't ship directly. And that might be easier. Well, easier for us, as well as keeping within the confines of California's stupid law. Slides are fine, yeah. It's the shipping issue that we can't change on our website that's going to cause the most restriction. So if some Californian orders a complete slide because it has a barrel, and they actually do enact the whole FFL for a barrel thing, that's where California might get cut off, because all it takes is one mistake on our part and one California politician who notices, and all of a sudden it's a lawsuit. Or a barrel shipment by mistake. One of our shipping employees just misses it and says, oh yeah, we're shipping out a barrel today. Prints the packing slip, prints the shipping label, and doesn't realize, oh crap, this is going to California long before. And then all of a sudden it's a potential problem. I still think it's incredibly stupid what California is doing, but California is a very litigious state when it comes to the Second Amendment, and they love suing businesses. So if the Glock ban itself, if that's the only thing that goes into effect, we can still sell the slides, and people can do their aftermarket stuff and their builds and their grandfathered stuff, as far as I'm aware. Everybody should look up their local laws and consult attorneys, but that will still keep shipping. But if the barrel one goes into effect, that's where we have serious concerns. Absolutely, man. Some of those states really are ridiculous. Yep, one more. Buy now when you can. I'm hoping to get that 26 out for you guys before January. I don't know about the 43. I'm hoping the 43 before January, but we're not 100% on that yet. Hell yeah. That said, the ammo expenditure would really hurt the wallet. It's another reason to value fundamentals rather than accuracy by volume. And as a former machine gunner, I say that because you will dump ammo, and unless you are pretty liquid, that's going to hurt your pocketbook a bit. Even if it is just 5.56 or 9mm, that's going to hurt. Getting a slowdown up here for some reason. I may be wrong, but if SB 704 becomes law, It's effective July 1st, 2027. Yeah, if that's the case, then, you know, we'll sell up until that point. But if that's the case, that is what's going to happen, we're going to have to try and find FFLs that we can ship to directly. And that would include the strip slides. Because it's just not, for as small as we are, we can't make that fight. I mean, maybe if we got GOA and FBC support, we could make that fight. And I don't know if they would. I mean, I'm a GOA Life member, I'm an FBC member, but I don't know if they'd come and bail out the business, you know? Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, the range strips would be pricey. Got an OEM 27, excited for the 26. Yup. Just get yourself an extractor, get yourself your parts in the meantime so you're ready to go. Find out which ones you like. And then after the 43, I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. I want to find a lot of small vendors, a lot of small gun shops that just want like 5 to 10 slides, you know, like a month or two, 5 to 10 every time. That'd be pretty sweet. That's where I think pushing out to the subscribers and the followers and everybody might help, because everybody knows their own local gun shop. And I can reach out, and I have, and I currently am. I'm reaching out to, I've reached out to 35 gun stores in the last 2 days. And I've gotten responses from 2 of them. So we'll see what happens. Reaching out to 80% lowers. We'll see if they say anything. And there's another one I'm forgetting the name of right now. I gotta go look at the email. And then a crap ton of other businesses. And I'll probably do more like that this week. Just reach out to a lot of gun shops across the country. Like, hey, this is what we do. What are you interested in? Do aluminum frames. Maybe someday. We don't have a machine that's set up for that right now. And getting a new machine is an easy $20K drop, plus the monthly machine payments until it's paid off. You're looking at a $200,000 machine. Maybe less for aluminum. Maybe we get something smaller. But then if we're selling a lot of frames, we need something bigger anyway. So, yeah, you're looking at $150,000 to $200,000 for a new machine. And we got to hope people buy our frames. That's the kind of investment you're talking about. People want us to do individual work. We're talking at dropping 20 to 50 grand on a small machine that can just work on a single slide or 2 at a time. And then we got to hope people actually order that service from us so we can pay it off. That's the investment. That's the rough part of it. That's where we've seen our fellow peers and competitors run themselves into the ground, chasing every model and everything, not having enough machines, not having enough employees, not having enough shop space, and they ran themselves into the ground just chasing stuff. And it's like, oh, why don't you release this slide, you know, this slow or this fast? Why don't you have this one already, that one already? I mean, besides the fact that some of it's patents, like I can't touch certain things, we can't touch certain things. Like the Glock MOS cut, I'm pretty sure we can't touch that, but people ask us for it all the time. But I'm pretty sure the MOS cut is patented. But we can touch the Trijicon RMR. We're good to go there. What would we call the aluminum frames? I don't know, probably Stiffy or something. Why not? I have no idea what we'd call the frames. The slides have the SM moniker. I'm not sure what we'd call the frames. Yeah, if we could sell them for that much, maybe. The downside, I mean, we've only been in business, we'll be in business 3 years this coming January. And that's part of the problem there is we haven't been in business for 5 years. So a lot of people won't touch it yet until we get there. We've had some tell us, yeah, let us know once you've hit your 3-year mark, and then we'll do business with you. Like, we like your stuff. We want to know that you can stay around. And I was like, damn, 3 years, okay. So we gotta work with the vendors that we can find, the gun shops, and any of the distributors we can find. Because some of them is just outright like, you haven't been around long enough. Not enough people know your name. It's not like we're Zev or Safiri or Grey Ghost, where they've been around a while and everyone knows their name. We're slowly getting out there. We've made, I want to say, over 26,000 slides. Got your Icarus for $350? Oh, right on. Unless they got their FFL, they can only do RXM or SIG. Any of the firearms do FCU. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we can only do frames that take fire control units. The FCUs. Otherwise, we have to get the FFL that allows us to manufacture frames. Which is, what, 07, I think? Or maybe I'm off. So that's another factor. And then if we get the FFL, we're directly dealing with the ATF. Yep, staying power is definitely hard. I've seen more than a few that don't make it their first year. We almost didn't make it our first year. It was a real struggle. And now we're looking at, hitting year 3, stepping into year 4. And it's still not easy now. There's always hurdles. So definitely need to find more FFLs willing to pick up our product. And I say FFLs like 07s and stuff because they could take our slide and then make their own builds with it and then sell those builds. So those would be the ideal. Like, obviously they could have strip slides, they could have, but because they sell, they could then build our slides onto something. Like Delta Team Tactical has already done that. They've taken some of our slides, put them on SCT frames, and made a complete build that you can buy. Yeah, there's a lot of regulation in it. That's what sucks. The Kranos slide? Yeah, they use the 17.4. Though nobody makes them anymore, so I mean, if you have one, you're kind of lucky there. The company that bought them out isn't making it. It wasn't super popular when he released it. The name, one of a Stiffler employee actually gave them the name for that, which was kind of funny. And I thought the design was cool. Definitely thought the design was cool. Not as big on the ported design, but it's still pretty good looking. And the design was great. I think what their issue is they had their quality control issues in that final year, and their customer service was not very good. Hey, U.S. Border Patrol. But yep, they, us, and several other companies were some of the only companies, and still kind of are, that are milling things out of 17.4 stainless steel. A lot of slide manufacturers are using 416, and whatever the hell Rock Slide is using. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's 416, I don't know. But most slide manufacturers are using 416 steel, not 17.4. And because it's cheaper and it's easier to cut and it's easier on your end mills, and it's understandable. But if you're looking for higher corrosion resistance and a harder slide, 17.4 is the way to go. Wait, can you not charge? Is that what's going on with that? Let's test this here. Oh, yeah, I guess not. Oh yeah, the sun's finally getting to it. Ha! That sucks. It's not even hot. It's only 88 degrees, but I'm driving in the direct sunlight, I guess, so fair enough. I have the burnt bronze engraved one, not ported. I haven't seen the ported one ever. Yeah, they made a ported version, so where the Kranos helmet, that's what Kranos means helmet. Or like Greek helmet or Spartan helmet, I forget exactly, but it means helmet. And so where the helmet is, where you'd see the face, that's where the cut is. And they used the cub cut, which is those two oblongs, those two rounded long shapes, and like that you would see on the cub slide, and that's where they put it on the Kranos, so that they'd have a porting. Personally, I felt it was better as a non-ported slide. And I think the reason it didn't sell as well, one, the Molon Labe on it wasn't 100% accurate, and that's fine though. And the spear on it I thought was excellent. Great design. Absolutely great design. We've considered, since it's no longer around, we've considered occasionally doing something similar, but again, theirs didn't sell well, and we've already had issues with their copy and the other company copying that I'm not sure we really want to deal with that. You know, that becomes its own thing. I think the slide had a lot of potential. It really did. And I think their issue was their quality control. Because I have a Kranos personally, and it is a bad Cerakote job on it. I got a USMC red, I believe it was. Yeah. And the Cerakote just chips and flakes off of it. Just a bad cure. I don't know if they sprayed too much or if it's just a bad oven cure or what happened, but it flakes. And so yeah, bad QC and then just bad customer service near the end, I think, is what kind of killed that one, which is real unfortunate. Good slide. Oh no, see, the helmet's still there. Hey, Pollo Legs, what's going on, man? Tactical Llama. So the helmet's still there. It's where you would see the eye portion, the face portion of the helmet, is where they did the oblong cuts. And then I can't remember, I want to say it had the Raptor cut on the front with the muzzle. Maybe not. Maybe they didn't do that for that one. I'd have to go dig out the Kranos slide I have. The Symmetry was a good design too. The Odin, good design. They had good designs, it's just other stuff kind of wrecked it for them, unfortunately. And then of course they started copying designs, which was not as cool. Don't get me wrong, you can only be so innovative, you know, with your designs, because you have limitations on how much you can cut based on the steel you're using, as well as what kind of cuts keep structural integrity, and also like the limitations of your end mills. So there's only so many cuts you can kind of do until you get other things involved, like a laser and lathes and certain, you know, other tools. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with end mills, but you know, for regular shops, small-time shops, there's limits. That's why you start seeing similarities between this brand and that brand, because a lot of the shops that make the slides all have the same tools. So there's limits. It's just how do you organize those limits into a cool pattern is what gets you going, like our Viper, or the Turbo, or there's other stuff that are similar, right? Actually, I haven't seen a whole lot that's similar to the Viper, to be fair. But I digress. It's about how you organize those patterns into something that people like, that you can do. And then you've got other crazier machines out there, like 5th axis machines, that can do just some really cool stuff. But they're also insanely expensive, comparatively to like the machines we have. So that's a whole other thing, whole other discussion. But the downright copying is what I'm getting at, is when you take the design and then you change 2 things so that it's not technically the same. It's just like, come on, man, that's really cheap. Like, there's undoubtedly going to be similarities between one company and another. It happens. There's only so many options, and sometimes you're doing something without realizing it, and then you go and look online, you're like, crap, that company did something similar. So people are going to think, oh no, we copied it off that, and you weren't really. It's just there's only so many options. There's e-bike. Here's my turn. Gonna go get me some breakfast. Gonna get me a breakfast bagel. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have a bagel. I kind of want one. Maybe I should get something healthier. Staying on that health kick. Okay, let's park out of the sun. Let's get the phone out of the windshield. And hell, let's throw up a green screen, or nah, maybe not. Done. Yeah, maybe we will. What do I have? What do I have in my options to show you guys this morning? Let's see. Options. Here we go. We'll show this off. That was a customer's build that's pretty awesome. So on the helmet, the eyes and the face area are the ports. I'm looking at my Kranos right now. Yeah, the eyes and the face area is where the ports are. You have a 26 Cub, right? It's those cuts that fill that portion. Yep, that is that's what they did with it. Reconnecting, there we go. Hope this doesn't get loud. I'm gonna put you guys right next to the vent. Jansen, what's going on, buddy? Just try to cool the phone off for a minute. That's the only downside to doing the driving lives, is my phone gets really hot because of the sun. So for those of you just joining us, the Labor Day sale is over as of yesterday. The code might still be live. So, I mean, if you want to try a last minute, go for it. It doesn't bother us at all. But at some point later today, we're going to remove the code, and that'll be that. Working on the 26 again today, reaching out to a few businesses, reaching out to 80% lowers, I think. We'll see what they say. If any of you got local gun shops, let us know. I want to reach out to a lot of small businesses, provide 5 slides, 10 slides every month or two to a lot of little businesses, give the small shops, 1, give us some business, 2, give the small shops some business too. It doesn't always have to be huge retailers and distributors and vendors that have our stuff or everybody's stuff. Let the little shops get in on it too. Got to reach out to Bullseye again. I think I shot them an email. I don't know if they saw it or not though. So I got to try and reach out to them again, see if they need some new slides. We offer a different price range. Because I see a lot of places, I was reaching out to some shops and they have Zev and Grey Ghost and stuff. But they got, you know, $400, $500, $600 slides, and I'm sitting here like, bro, 145 to 75. Like, come on. If you think they're interested, Don, I'd be happy to talk to them. A flared magwell for the SCT-19, I think they do, but I'm not 100% sure. I am not 100% sure. Oof. Popping the neck. I'm all stiff today. Played in the pool with the kids yesterday, and now I'm all stiff. All sored up. But they had fun. Well, I can tell you, a flying jump while you're swimming from a kid is not so fun. Oh, they are, aren't they? Yep, these are some customer builds. Figured I'd show these off for a little bit. Sometimes our customers show off their builds on various groups and tell us that we can share them around, and it's like, that's really awesome. I love doing that. Because everybody builds something completely unique. I mean, yeah, there's some that are a little more generic, but there's always something unique about everybody's build. It's freaking cool. Okay, so that's what I'm doing today. All right. Oh, shoot it to us at our Instagram or Facebook. Just message us on there, and yeah, we could show it off. I love showing people stuff off. There's got some really cool builds over the last couple of years. Jay, press on M. What's going on? Welcome to our live. Welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing, where we turn bars of steel into aftermarket Glock sides for the 19, the 17, and we're working on the 26 right now, and the 43 after that. Was going to work on the SIG, but the market's not right for that right now. Papa's Pew Pews, what's going on? What should I get for breakfast, lunch, brunch? Brunch. I'll probably get a salad or something. Staying healthy, staying hydrated. Nah, I can't throw mine away. I got mine after my deployment, and it's got my unit logo and motto and everything on it, so it's a conversation piece. Maybe I'll get a nice turkey salad. We might still do the P365, maybe. I don't know. It's just, it's not the right market right now. And there's really not a whole lot of other options. Everything else is patented, pretty much. I mean, we could do 1911s, I suppose. 1911s are always an option. I'm just not sure how many people are still, you know, like how heavy the 1911 market is. Plus, I know there's already some competition out there, so that's a whole new market. I mean, I know it's still popular. It is the gun of multiple wars. World War I, II, Korea, Vietnam. A lot of people have them. So maybe there's a market there for it. Maybe we can do some aftermarket stuff for the 1911. Do the 21. Well, after the 43, I'm not sure exactly what we're going to make. We might do a 48. We might just start working on Gen 5. So, yeah, Stiffy 1911. The CZ slide. So some of the CZ stuff looks like it's still under patent. Like I can touch the CZ 75, I think. But I'm not too sure about all the other stuff. And a lot of searches aren't very definitive on the answer. So I know there's people that are doing aftermarket stuff to CZ, but I don't really see anybody making aftermarket CZ. Like what they're doing is they're taking CZ slides that were made by CZ, and they're doing milling to them. They're adding ports, changing colors, sanding them down, whatever. And that's an option, but we don't really do that yet. We need an individual machine for it. The thing that we do is that we turn a bar of steel into the slide. So if the slide is still patented, we can't do that. Yeah, like people ask us if we're going to do something like a Desert Eagle, and that I get that question a few times a month. And no, we can't, because the Desert Eagle slide is still under patent. We can't touch it. So that's why there's so many aftermarket Glock manufacturers, because the patent on the Glock slide expired. Now, the patent on the MOS, I don't believe is expired because it's so new. And I think there's a patent on it. I haven't 100% confirmed everything, but I don't think we can touch the MOS cut. Unless somebody can prove that wrong, that we're able to do it, then... And I'm not 100% sure, but I think Zev patented their Zev posts. So you can't really copy that either, not without paying Zev some money. I was thinking a lot of people using them for competitions. Yeah, and it would be pretty cool. I got to get a few sent out. I've really got to get one sent out to FE Ordnance, because he does competitions and shooting events. I got to get him a 17 sent out sometime, just so he can shoot a Stiffler slide at competitions. That'd be pretty sweet. Yeah, maybe a 1911 is an option. Of course, we're going to have to then go out and buy... I don't own a 1911. We'd have to go out and buy several 1911s just to get started. And that's going to be a whole thing. And then, of course, you want to have the standard. I mean, I guess you don't need the Colt standard, but... because there's so many copies out there, but we would need a few difference just to make sure the measurement, see how different the measurements are, you know? Yeah, we've had a few things like where we go to send out a slide and it's like, oh crap, we can't, because we need to go sell all these slides off, because we have to take care of a contract, and it's like the contracts come first before we start giving stuff away. Can't stay in business if I just keep giving crap away. That said, I am starting to see more videos of people with our stuff, which is kind of cool. That is freaking awesome. Oh, we'll keep it going for the next minute, and then I got to go start doing some chores, do some shopping, get some stuff taken care of. But yep, Labor Day sale is over. The code might still be live, so feel free to check out the website. We are going to do something for Glocktober. Don't know if we're doing anything for Veterans Day yet. We might, not sure. What else do we got coming up? I don't think we're doing anything for Christmas, but we are doing something for New Year's. Not sure if we're doing a Black Friday, so to speak. Maybe we will. But yep, we are working on the... Oh, were you looking on our eBay or on our website? Because nothing is out of stock on the website. Because everything is made to order. We just mill down the steel and clean it up, sand it, coat it, QC it, ship it. It helped in some ways. We didn't sell a lot of what the sale was for, like desert sand, burnt bronze, and flat dark earth, but we did sell other stuff. A lot of completes, which was interesting. And some black slides and a few others. But we did not sell a whole lot of what the actual sale was, which was interesting. Oh yeah, everything is... I wish we could say made to order on there, But everything is pre-order because that's what the website allows us to use. We can't edit it, unfortunately. So all of our slides are made to order. So that's what the pre-order icon is. Sometimes we already have it in, like if you order a black slide, a good deal of the time we have it in stock already because we're already making them. But if you order something different, like a purple slide, we don't always have those on the shelf. So it's made to order. Which is where the 1 to 2 weeks comes in. Because we're turning that bar of steel into the slide, cleaning the slide, sanding it, Cerakoting it, curing it, inspecting it, fitting it with a parts kit to make sure everything fits properly, and then doing a final QC, wrap it, put it in a box, put it in a bag, and then ship it. So that's where that 1 to 2 weeks comes in. Sometimes it's almost immediate. And sometimes we're just like waiting on a steel shipment. It's like, all right, steel shipment's going to be here in 2 days. Like that's where we throw the 2 weeks in there, just in case the shipment's late or something. Yeah, YC I think did one very recently. I think he got the slide from Delta Team Tactical because we sell slides to them. Also sell them to MMC Armory, Davidson Defense. We've sold them to the Hub, Serious Arms. 3CR has some of our slides. Who else? Several others. Sometimes they're still labeled under the old label Mercury. So you might see them with that label. But, yep, there are slides. Biggest setback. Oh man, there were a few. The storm definitely hurt. We had a storm come through and flood the shop, and that wrecked a lot of slides. That wrecked tools. The shop had like 2 inches of mud on the ground, and we spent like a week cleaning the shop. And we had our largest blem sale ever because slides literally hit the ground and became scuffed and scratched, and we were just like, we didn't have the time to clean them all. After fixing the shop, clean them all, sand them all. It was just clean them and then sell them as a blem. And that hurt a lot. I mean, we did improve things out of it. We made a better paint booth because of it. We reorganized the shop into a better way so it was more efficient. So there were positives that came out of it, but man, did that hurt. Another one is contracts that fell through where we already made all the slides and then they didn't pay us. So those freaking hurt because we already spent all the money. We spent the money on steel, end mills, coolant, Cerakote, labor, just all that time, and then they didn't pay us. Other ones where we have, because, you know, when you're dealing with vendors and distributors, they have a down payment so that they can secure the slides. And then we're like, okay, we're shipping, send us the payment. And then they never paid us. And eventually they did. It's just it took weeks. And it's like, God, I have employees to pay. Yeah, you can, but I mean, then you want to, tie up things in court for 3 years to pay for 100 slides? You know? And don't get me wrong, stuff happens. Like, anything in the logistics chain, something breaks down, everybody gets affected. If steel shipments are late, that means our slides are late. That means whoever was supposed to buy those slides and already had them sold to gun shops is late. And that means the gun shops who promised them to customers is late. One link in the chain breaks, and it fucks everybody up. So that's just the unfortunate part of stuff happens in this kind of industry. Is one thing, there's a wrinkle somewhere, messes everybody up. Jared LaForge, build. Oh, I'll swap that. What's this guy said? Robert said, oh, yep, I see your photo. Okay, right on. Let me grab that real quick. I hope this doesn't shut this down. Let me grab. Okay, quick little reconnect. There we go. YCD Guns, what's going on? Yeah, I'm going to swap it over to another one in just a second. Let's see here. These are slides we make ourselves. And let's swap this to, what did I just save? Here we go. Here's another customer's builds. DB, what's going on? Maybe I'll keep it going for a little bit longer. Man, am I thirsty. Yep. That's a good looking build, man. I dig it. I dig it indeed. Turtles are awesome. But yep, that's where stuff happens and it screws everybody up in the production chain. And then everybody's not getting paid on time, and stuff like that can ruin small businesses too, where if one, and it's not always, you know, like somebody's real big fault, right? Like you're the gun shop, right? And you're waiting on your shipment, and the vendor or distributor can't give it to you because they're waiting on the manufacturer, and the manufacturer can't give it to them because they're waiting on a steel shipment or a parts shipment, or little things like that can really wreck everybody up. And it's not that somebody wanted to be late or that they were incompetent, or it's just that sometimes stuff happens. Like let's say the manufacturer, like when our shop got flooded, that hemmed up delivery for a lot of things for a few weeks. Yeah, UPS, USPS doing late shipments, that happens. FedEx too. So, you know, if the person delivering stuff in the in-between, that can sometimes mess up. Or the company doesn't ship for a week. Yeah, sometimes those are valid reasons as to why they don't ship for a week. For us, we tell people 1 to 2 weeks, but that's because we mill the slides from scratch. Other companies, it's they wanted to ship it, and then something is delayed. Like somebody ordered something, but they were waiting on a shipment of, let's say, RMR covers. Or they were waiting on a shipment of upper parts kits, and they didn't get it. So they can't ship it immediately because they're waiting on someone else to ship them something. Ooh, 3 weeks is rough. See, that's where I think we're doing pretty well. Our stuff is getting to people within 1 to 2 weeks, and we're actually manufacturing it from scratch. So I think we're doing pretty good. I'm seeing some others with 416 steel that are not getting stuff to people for, you know, 2 to 6 months. Not necessarily like individual orders, but they're not getting stuff to their distributors and vendors for like 2 to 6 months. It's wild. Oh, damn. That sucks. Something like that could have happened if somebody who normally handles that stuff became sick or is out of the business for a little while. And then what you need, especially if you're a small business, this is where this hurts, is you need to train the person below you to be able to handle that, right? To handle the task in case you have to leave, you know, unexpectedly. And some of the smaller businesses don't have another person to cover them when stuff happens. You get injured or you get sick or there's a family emergency, or so that sometimes happens. So I'm always a little optimistic, you know, on stuff, but once the business keeps doing it over and over again, that's where I become a little suspicious on it. It's like, oh, okay. But if it's a once in a while thing and they do their best to fix it, then it's cool. That's where I sit on it. Had to get them a copy of the shop's FFL, just a lot of back and forth between the shop and the company. Oh, that sucks. These people who place an order for insert high dollar 2011 here and wait 6, 9, 14 months after you already paid up front $3,000. Yeah, people have offered us like, hey, can we pay you early for the 43 slide? No. I outright said no. Because we don't know when it's going to happen. I don't want you sitting there for 6 months waiting for it. I don't know exactly when it's going to happen. I don't want people to be like, hey, I've been waiting for this for whatever. It's like, yeah, we're not ready to manufacture it yet. We're working on it. It's not ready. So no pre-orders for that. That would be pretty cool, YCD. I think in that regard, DB, Amazon has ruined a lot of people. That whole 1 to 2 day shipping thing really messed a lot of people up in their expectations. Amazon has warehouses all over the country. Amazon has their own delivery drivers. Amazon has their own local shippers. Amazon has their own manufacturers for stuff and their own rebranders for stuff. No business is like Amazon. Amazon ruined people when it came to shipping. It's an insane business model, but damn, were they successful at it. Yeah, that's true. You do not need an FFL to Cerakote slides and uppers, but you do need them for the frames. So you could start doing Cerakote for non-FFL transferable items and then work your way up. Yeah, that's definitely where you could start. Ooh, but man, something to keep in mind of Cerakote is it does expire. It's good. It has a shelf life. H series is about good for a year. Some of the others are good for 6 months or less. Really, that sucks. That's rough. Well, that's where I'm going to hit it, guys. I can't delay the chores any longer. I got to go out and handle a few things. But thanks for popping in. Thanks for the likes and the new subs. It's greatly appreciated. Check out the website, stifflermanufacturing.com. Our Labor Day sale ended yesterday, but I think the code's still live. So if you want to try some last-minute shopping, by all means, go for it. I'm not going to pull the code down until sometime later today. Maybe not even until tonight. So check that out. We are working on the Glock 26. It is happening. It's undergone one range test so far. It needs to go under some more, and we might change a couple things on it. But we are working on the 26. All our stuff is 17-4 stainless steel. We do our Cerakote work in-house right here in Arizona. We shipped all 50 states and some of the U.S. territories. So thanks for checking us out, and as always, stay 2A every day.